Hello, everybody. Adam here. Just playing some Game Boy in our office at where we're making Adam Ruins Everything Season 2, which is we just started writing it on Monday. It's coming out, going to be coming out next year, around June, I think. We still got a couple more episodes from our first year airing Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Tuesdays at 10 p.m. on True TV. There's a new one for the next 3 weeks. There's gonna be brand new episodes. But I'm here on YouTube, Mobile Live, which is a new platform. It's you know how YouTube normally was stuff that happened in the past. On this one, it's happening right now, and it's also mobile, which means could be anywhere. It's portable, but we're still in the office just because that's where I am. And I'm not as portable as YouTube Mobile Live is. So they came to me, which is nice. That's why it's good. We're going to answer questions. So you can write questions in the comments, I think. Can they tweet them?
They can tweet.
They can tweet? Where can they tweet to?
At College Humor?
At College Humor. You can tweet at College Humor if you want. Or write them in the comments, I guess. And so I'll answer some questions. And if you guys don't ask questions fast enough, I'll go back to playing Pokemon Silver on my Game Boy Color from 1998. So, we got a question here. Where do you buy your clothes? From And Tattoos. Is that part of the question? Where do I buy clothes and tattoos? I have no tattoos. I can't commit to anything, so I've never wanted to have a tattoo. I don't, and tattoos scare me. When I see someone with a tattoo, I'm like, wow, they're too tough for me. I don't want to mess with them. It's like I find all tattoos intimidating. Even like just a nice heart. I'm like, wow, are they in a biker gang? I'm too nice of a boy. So where do I buy my clothes? I buy them, on the show, it's all wardrobe. And so, I pick stuff out with my incredible wardrobe designer, Alicia Silverstein. We've got a real rapport. She's like, do you like this jacket? I'm like, yes, you know me so well. And a couple different brands. I mean, they're not promoting us or anything, but I'll say what they are in the hopes that they see this and maybe they give us some free jackets would be nice. So I buy my jackets and pants often from Suit Supply, buy a lot of pants from Suit Supply, nice, awesome, tailored men's jackets. I buy pants from Bonobos, the online store, Bonobos, the apes that have sex. Have you heard about those? The bonobos, they have sex like humans do. And also they make pants for a company called bonobos.com. And I buy a lot of shirts from Stephen Allen. This is a Stephen Allen shirt and a bonobos pant. That's pretty much the answer, But you can also if you want to learn to dress yourself better as a man, I really recommend the website Put This On, which is a blog about men's clothes run by Jesse Thorne, who runs Maximum Fun, which is the podcast network that the Adam Ruins Everything podcast is on. You can find that at MaximumFun.org. So just bringing it back there. But that's a really great men's style site where it helped me learn to dress myself. What else we got? Can I ruin Adam Ruins Everything? Not particularly. I mean, we have talked about doing a corrections episode in the future where we talk about stuff that maybe we new studies have come out since we did the episode, or where we found out new information where maybe we want to adjust our claims a little bit. We've talked about doing that. But other than that, this is a very boring question, Matt. Can I ruin Adam Ruins Everything? You got to be more specific. What do you mean by ruin? So, I guess people would argue I do ruin it, but probably not, because the show's reasonably successful. So if I was ruining it, it wouldn't be doing well. What else we got? Another question. How did I get my hair so fabulous? Look, it was a process. It used to be, my hair's very flat in real life. It's very floppy. I used to have a lot of bad hairstyles. I used to wear my hair very short, which was not to its natural advantage, because I have a big head. And then finally, a friend of mine was like, you can't keep getting your hair cut so short, man, because it emphasizes how big your head is, which is a problem. My girlfriend, as I was dating a wonderful woman named Lisa Hanawalt, and she told me after a while, she was like, you should grow your hair a little longer. You should grow your hair a little longer. And she was right, and it looks better when I grow it longer. And then I went to a place called Folklore Salon in Los Angeles, and my barber is named Pony, and he does an incredible job of giving me. He sort of created this hairstyle, and then I gotta look on the set though. It's all special effects. This is what I can do by myself. Put a little gel and hairspray, or a little blow dryer. I mean, but she spends, for the show itself, I kid you not, half an hour building that thing up. It's like I don't know if you guys remember those old for the Star Trek TV shows where they show you how long it would take Michael Dorn to put on the Worf makeup. He has to get to set at 4 a.m. so they can start putting it on. That's what it's like to me with this hair. But on a smaller scale. What else we got? Have you ever ruined something you personally liked? Yeah. I mean, absolutely. What we did one that was about why you don't need to take a shower every day, and I love taking a shower every day. I'm one of those people. Like I still, we talk about it on the show that we have these companies give us these feelings. Like, oh, I don't feel clean unless I do it, right? I feel that way about showers. If I don't take a shower every day, I feel like a swamp monster. Like I feel like I'm covered, like my whole I literally feel this way, like my body is covered in a thin film that I can't that other people can see and that I can feel, and then until I take a shower it won't come off. I have to take a shower first thing in the morning or I'm very unhappy. I feel like I like don't want to go out. And I know you don't need to take a shower every day. You don't need to shower that often, but I do it anyway. Because and that's the thing. Not everything on the show, you can't try to live your life by what our show does. You can try to learn more about why we do the things that we do, but it's too much to ask people to change their lifestyle in every single respect. So what else we got? No more questions? Oh, we got here. We're gonna get a question. Hey Adam, where did you get your start in comedy? I got my start. I was in a sketch comedy group called Old English, which is a sketch group. We met at Bard College, which is the college we all went to. Incredible place that it really changed my life. Too expensive, honestly. Higher education in America is too expensive. We're talking about doing an episode about that. But it was an incredible school that really gave you sort of freedom to learn and create and grow in whatever way you wanted to. And we created a sketch group, me and a bunch of friends from my college, and we worked together from about 2002 to 2008 about making comedy together, and we got sort of our start on the internet early days. We were like an early video sketch comedy group that had some like viral, like pre-YouTube viral success. Like our videos would go viral, but people like Twitter didn't exist, Facebook didn't exist. People were like just emailing the videos to each other. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine emailing videos? I can't. That's where I got started, and then we did that for a number of years, and I started doing stand up. I did improv and taught sketch comedy at the Upper Citizens Brigade Theater, and then eventually landed a dream job at College Humor, which is incredible place to make comedy. Really, you have such freedom there as a writer. It was really amazing. So yeah, and that led to doing this show. Next question, Magic Screen. How long does it take to fact check? That's a really good question. Thank you for asking that. Because we do fact check the show. It's an ongoing process. Every one of our scripts has a writer on it, like you would normally have a comedy writer, and it also has a researcher / fact checker from our research department. And these are journalists or, actually, they're mostly journalists. So they're journalists and other smart people, people with backgrounds in that kind of work, science, journalism, stuff like that. And they create research materials for the writer to look at, for me to look at. They're involved in the whole writing process, and they check as we go and make sure everything that we say is well established. Then, when we've written a script, they go through and they fact check every line of it every time we change it. And how long does it take? It's hard to say. We've gotten better at it as we've gone along, and we've spent more time doing it because we've sort of staffed up and added more people because we realize how important that is to the show. So, that's not to say that we'll never get anything wrong on the show. We actually had a very silly error on one of our we've been doing these little interstitial promos on new episodes called Ever Wonder Why's, these little animations. And those we made a little bit quicker than the rest of the show. So we had a pretty dumb error in one of them recently where we said that the Empire State Building was 12,000 feet tall. It's 1,200 feet tall. 12,000 feet tall would make it 10 times taller than any building on Earth. I'm not sure there's anything on Earth that's 12,000 feet tall. Like Mount Everest? How tall is Mount Everest? Let me know in the comments. So anyway, that was just like a little one that slipped through, right? But that goes to show like the point isn't that we get everything exactly right. The point is that we do this process of curiosity and intellectual honesty and investigation, and we do that, and we try to uncover the truth as best we can. And if we get something wrong, we try to figure out what it was and own up to it, because that's how the process of human knowledge works. If we were worried about ever making a mistake, we would never make any progress. But that's why fact checking is such an important part of what we do. And so you can be sure that just like you would with anything else, when you watch our show, you can, when we say something, say, oh, they fact checked that. Now that doesn't mean it's 100%. There's 0% chance that it's true, but it means we've done our very best of verifying that it is. And here's the other part: we publish our sources on the website, AdamRuinsEverything.com/going green or /cars or whatever. You can see the sources of all of our information. So you can fact check us yourself if you're watching it with your mom and your mom's like, I don't believe him. Mostly it's people's moms that do that. I don't believe him. Your mom's a little bit of a lush in this scenario. You got it. But you know what? She's old. She can drink. It's fine. You know what I mean? She's had a long life. Let her have a couple drinks. She made it to 80. You know what I mean? Why can't she have 2 glasses of wine now after dinner? Come on. Lay off of your mom. Anyway, so she's like, I don't believe him. You can go on the website, AdamRuinsEverything.com/restaurants, and say, no, Mom, when he said that even the experts can't tell the difference between different wines, here's the study he was referencing. It, click, and you can go look at the original study yourself. And if you found that we got something wrong, if we misread the study or whatever, you can let us know. So that way, not only do we fact check the work, but we try to be transparent about how we came to our information. Because again, that's how the best science and academic type thinking, that's how human knowledge moves forward. What's up next? Where did you get the idea for the show Adam Ruins Everything? I used to do the bit, the diamond engagement ring bit in my stand-up act. I would tell the story of the De Beers Diamond Corporation and how they created the idea of the engagement ring. And I found that when I was just doing it as a joke, but I was like, oh, my friend's getting married, got an engagement ring. But oh my God, I looked this up. Isn't this crazy? I told that story. And I had jokes in it, and I found that not only did people laugh, but when I told that story, they would sort of lean forward a little bit and go like, huh, is that true? Wait, hold on a second. They would come to my next show, and they'd be like, wow, I looked that up. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm not going to get a diamond ring now. I was like, oh, that's really, we've sort of, I was like, oh, this is something. There's something here. So I just did it as a video for College Humor because I was a video writer there, and the idea for it being me being an irritating host who bothered people with the knowledge came from, this is true. I would get made fun of a lot in the College Humor writers' room for being very didactic and bringing up information like that. I've been made fun of it for my whole life, and the other writers would make fun of me. So I was worried about them making fun of me in the writer's room when we did the read-through. So in order to stop them from doing that, I wrote them into the script. I wrote Emily and Murph, two of my fellow writers at College Humor at the time. I wrote them into the script, being angry that I would oh, what are you talking about? This is so irritating. You're ruining everything. And that ended up being the comedy engine of the whole thing. That they're in there sort of cutting my my condescension with self-deprecation, and then at the end of the very first video I say, join me next time for Adam Ruins Life's Greatest Pleasures, which was just a joke. I didn't even intend it to be a series. It was just I was labeling what I had done, as a joke. We were we realized, oh wait, this could be a series, and why don't we call it Adam Ruins Everything? I think it was Sam Reich, big boss man at College Humor. I think it might have been his pitch for a title. I'm not sure. Well, what's next? What else we got? How do we get ideas for things to ruin? Well, here's the thing. I'm not like a scientist or anything. You know what I mean? I'm not a scholar. I'm just a guy who reads a lot of magazines and listens to podcasts and things like that. And so just the ideas came from stuff that I read. Just from the New Yorker or I don't know, 60 Minutes or something like that. And that's where those ideas came from, and we'd be talking about these big issues in the writers' room, and say, oh, we're talking about restaurants. Oh, I heard this, I heard that. What we do is we hire writers and researchers who also have a real broad base of knowledge and can sort of pitch, other stuff that they've heard throughout their life. Other facts that came to them. So we can't really go out and search for them that much. It's more like, oh, I remember this, I heard that, I saw this article, I saw this interview, etc. So we sort of try to gather them from things that we've seen before. But really, at this point, we've done 26 episodes so far. We're doing another 16 this coming year. It would be impossible for me to know all this shit by myself, so for me to have all these things that I individually know, so that's why we get all these really, really intelligent people who can help contribute ideas. And at the end of the day, everything that we do is something that I really believe in, and I understand myself, and I've come to believe, and And like I really, I'm not just the mouthpiece for other writers. I'm taking an active role in what the material is, because at the end of the day, it's coming out of this kisser right here, this guy. So Adam Conover takes the heat, takes the acclaim and the heat. I'm the one in the hot seat. So yeah, so everything goes to that filter, but it's really really a team effort. I mean, we have uh, uh, 14 people on our creative staff this year making this show, which is really cool. What's up next? We got another one here. Favorite episode so far? Oh my god. I got a couple favorites. I love the death episode from our first year. I would call it the first year season finale, except our first season was 2 years long because of it's like a little network trick. A little tomfoolery. So that's why we're doing season 2, but it's gonna be our third year. They do it to a lot of shows nowadays. But people ask about that, so I like to clarify it when I can. But so it was the end of last episode of our first year was the death episode, and I really love that one because I think a lot of people reached out to me and said, oh, that helped me come to terms with the idea that I'm going to die one day. That helped me come to terms with a loved one's death, etc. Made me feel better about that, and so that really meant a lot to me that we could help people in that way, and that we could do that for folks. I really love the internet one that aired last night. I'm really proud of that one. I just think it's like really moves really well, and it's fast. It's got a lot of good visuals, and it's funny. And DC Pearson is so funny in it, as Mitchell, the guy I'm talking to, and yeah, I mean I'm a fan of so many of them. Yeah, but yeah, those are two that jump out to me right now. Is like I think it's sort of the best version of the show. What's next? What else we got? What would be the most controversial topic you've covered? The most controversial topic we've covered so far. I mean, we did an immigration episode this year, which was we're not a political show, but we wanted to talk about an issue that was important to the election because it was an election year this year, and so that was one that definitely had some heat there, controversial in that sense, I guess I would call it. We like to do episodes that, we don't want our show to be one that only people of one political party can watch and enjoy, because I honestly think that political parties are a very artificial way to divide people up, and not a very productive one. And at the end of the day, we're all people who are curious and interested and empathetic towards each other. And that's the way I would like to address people. My hope was that would be an episode that people of all political persuasions could watch and enjoy, and learn something from, and come away thinking about the issue differently from. And I hope that we did that. At the same time, because it was such a heated issue, we got a lot of people from various sides of the saying, "Oh, you didn't agree with me about this. I'm so pissed at you. I'm never watching your show ever again because I disagree with you." Rah, 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 rah. We got a lot of that because it was a political issue, where not as many people did that about restaurants. They were, I don't. They didn't. People did that more because it was a political issue, right? Here's what I'd have to say to that, though, is that I don't ask that everyone who watches the show agree with me on everything. I don't think it's realistic to expect that they would, and I don't think it's good to watch a show in which you agree with the host about everything. Because then what are you doing? You're just watching a show that's a mirror of what you already think? In what way are you growing or changing if that's the kind of show that you watch? So I hope that the show challenges people, and that they experience a new point of view from it. And if you leave the show thinking, you know what, I don't agree with him about that one. I love the show, or whatever. I don't care if you love the show or not. But if you leave the show going, I don't agree with him about that. He didn't convince me. I don't agree. I'm unconvinced. I think he had a bad argument. That's fine. I am totally fine with that. I hope you have that experience. I expect you to have that experience at least once. What I would like to point out is I hope that you are able to continue to watch the show even though you disagree with it, right? Because I think it is good to be exposed to opinions and points of view that you don't agree with. I think that's very beneficial. I think it's better. I read a good quote. I don't remember where it's from. I'm sorry to the person who wrote this initially, but that when you read something or you watch an argument, you shouldn't watch it trying to think, do I agree with this or not? Let me take it down. Is this right or not? Yes or no, right? Just read it or watch it, in the case of our show, with an open mind as to what the argument is. Try to follow the train of logic. And then when you get to the end, you can say, okay, well, regardless of whether or not I agree with it, I now understand that this is a point of view that is internally consistent, right? That where I now know that there is a person in the world who feels this way and they have made a cogent argument for it. That's sort of the first thing that you know, right? By reading it. You've been exposed to someone else's point of view, and whether or not you agree with it, that is beneficial, right? And so I hope that people are able to watch our show in that spirit, and I hope that we do more and more topics that people have strong opinions about. The more that we're able to sort of like get that idea across, that like, hey, you don't have to agree with us about everything. What's the next thing? Is there anything you ever wish you haven't ruined? Anything you wished you haven't? Wished you haven't. You messed up your tenses here. Should be, is there anything you wish you hadn't ruined? Is there anything that you wish, present tense, you hadn't, right? Sort of past pluperfect, I think, or something like that. Past perfect, hadn't ruined. Is there anything you wished I don't think this works at all. And honestly, what I wish I hadn't ruined is this sentence. It's very rude of me to take it apart like that. And you just have to ask a nice question. Mitch Lemon, 86. Mitch Lemon. If that's your real name, you got a hard life, and I feel bad for giving you a hard time over the sentence. Mitch Lemon. Oh, there he goes, Mitch Lemon, coming down the street. People are making fun of you every day. And look, 86, you're only 30 years old. You live 30 years with that name? My God, I'm so sorry. I feel bad. I wished I haven't ruined that quote. All right, I'm getting the wrap it up twirly gig. Unless you were saying let's make cotton candy. That's the other thing that this could mean. Could mean wrap it up, or it could mean let's make some cotton candy. Should we do one more? Okay, we'll do one more. What's one more question? One more question right here. What's it gonna be?
Mount Everest is 29,000 feet. Commented.
Mount Everest is 29,000 feet tall. Okay, so our Empire State Building was 10 times taller than the real one, and Mount Everest is twice as tall as that, or more, almost 3 times as tall. Incredible. Well, we were still very wrong. Have you affected any of your personal relationships from ruining things? No, I don't think so. I mean, people no one's gotten so mad at me that, I mean, in the past, when I was younger, the Adam you see on the show is sort of a version of my younger self, right? Where I couldn't resist from interrupting people in the middle of them doing something fun, or from, I didn't know when it was appropriate to say those things and when it wasn't, and so I would embarrass myself and I would irritate other people. It wasn't just because I ruined things, I didn't want to hear about it, but it was just because I was generally that socially awkward, and so that definitely hurt my personal relationships. If you mean in terms of me doing something on the show, no, not at all. I mean, no one's been so mad at me that they've been like, Adam, your show, you're not my friend anymore. There have been a couple times that people, one old friend of mine had a family that worked in the funeral industry, and they were a little worried that I was personally mad at them about practices in the funeral industry. I'd be like, no, I'm not. I don't want, it's never a personal issue like that, but in general, look, I mean, people like to learn, the joke of the show is that, oh, I'm ruining things, that's tough, I'm making it bad, I'm messing everything up, but in reality, people really like to learn, they like the information, and that's why people thankfully watch the show. I thank all of you guys for watching it, and it's the honor of my life to do it. I couldn't be more thrilled that people enjoy it. So thanks for watching. Thanks for watching me right here. Hey, follow me on Twitter at Adam Conover. If you want to see me live stream more stuff, I stream video games on Twitch at twitch.tv/Adam Conover. Look, it'll go right here. Phew. No, it won't, because this is live. We're not adding anything in post, so we're not going to add the title. But here it's twitch.tv/Adam Conover. You can go subscribe to me there if you want to watch me play Final Fantasy 15 in a little bit. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, and check out Adam Ruins Everything every Tuesday at 10 p.m. on True TV. Thanks, guys.